Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
We're here at Bullseye. Nicholas Koloff with Woodward Sports. These fans are ready! Look at this line! You cannot make this up. These Lions fans are ready for Thanksgiving game day. Let's go! Thanksgiving, Packers on the clock. These fans are ready. Let's go.
Here we go!
Let's go! Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving, Booner. Here we go.
Hey, what a show we have today for you guys here. Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers, D-Mac.
Thanksgiving Day. There's Booner. I'm D-Mac. We got the big sus in the booth. And Detroit's favorite, his own Kool Aid. Working the ones and twos. We might have something special going on here. No Juicy Jeff. Why? Because he's down at the game.
Hollywood.
That's what Hollywoods do. They show up to big times. Obviously, I think he might have been behind Lomas as the marshal in the parade. Maybe I think he had some parade things. So no Juicy Jeff today for the pregame. You got me and Booner. We're excited. Nick's excited. Let's do this, buddy.
Let's go. Let's hit it. Jeff is a backup dancer for that Jack Harlow show.
That makes sense.
That's why he's gone.
Absolutely makes sense. Thank God he plugged back in the cannabis of the world.
Oh, yeah.
So him and I don't have heat. But a lot of heat today, this afternoon.
Yes, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, D-Mac. Let me just go over this real quick. The matchup, and I know me and you talked about it a little bit before the Thanksgiving matchup. Lions 37-44-2 on Thanksgiving, D-Mac. I had this stat for you. I told you a little before the show. From 2004 to 2012, Lions lost 9 straight Thanksgiving Day games. They went and won 4 straight, and they started that streak off with the Green Bay Packers. And then they lost 6 straight more. And now they're back here. And we said it before, D-Mac, the brand new Lions. It is a completely different organization, regime, all of that. And I think Lions fans are pretty optimistic in regards to kind of going into today, not having a Thanksgiving Day win in a long time. And I think today is like that day to hey, let's flip that page. Let's start things going forward again.
We're going to talk bets, dude, because you are a Booner of bets. And one of my favorite things at this station is during the live stream, which you can stick around. We're on to 11:30. We'll be back at 12:30. I think Stick's coming in. I got a couple buddies coming in. We're going to watch the game, do the live stream like we usually do. And there's going to be bets all over the place. Now, you mentioned that trend.
Yes.
The Lions, and I don't think... have done well on Thanksgiving Day. Sappy Johnson in the woodwardsports.com got to the point that I wanted to make because it was brought to my attention. The wonderful Gabby D. Phillips had mentioned the moon. Why do you mention the moon on Thanksgiving? Well, the Lions have not won. They are 0-12. Yes, thank you, Sappy Johnson. With the... And I forget what kind of moon it is, but it's
waxing gibbous.
Say that again, Big Sus.
Waxing gibbous is so I've been told.
That sounds almost like Stone Temple Pilots. Wax is static, but waxy gibbons or whatever like this. So, to your point, Booner, that means nothing. Celestial bodies mean nothing because if we are changed, if it is different, you will bust through that vortex, defeat the moon also. Doesn't matter in the universe. And you know what? Trends is huge, right? Trends are huge in betting. But I believe that this is going to be different. And especially because of the last 2 games.
Yeah, Jeff always says this. He tells me when I'm betting, and Jeff isn't the best gambler himself, but he tells me, D-Mac, he goes, you got to know the up-down theory. Sometimes when things are really high, they're going to go back down. When they're low, they're going to go up. Detroit Lions 0-12 in this streak with that moon. Today's the day where it's back up.
Whatever fits your narrative, I love it.
You change it. You change it.
It ain't the same. The one thing is that this is a new regime, a new team. This team doesn't care, coming home. So So you got to fight all against that, whether people like it or not. Where are you at?
And
You think we can beat the celestial bodies out there?
In the chat here, Josh from Detroit said, Booner, you got to wrestle D-Mac for the turkey leg. I will confirm I will not be wrestling D-Mac today.
You bet. And I
do not want those problems.
Freddie Salt 313, you're right. It was Sponge. Sorry, Vinny.
Man. All right, let's get this thing rolling then, D-Mac.
All right.
It's an exciting game. I mean, I'm on drive in here. I listened to Dan Campbell do an interview. A lot of things going on with this game. I think Detroit right now, you guys saw the video of Nick. There's the parade down there. There's the turkey trot. There's the Lions game. Detroit is popping tonight or today. And kind of want to get into a couple things here with the injuries and stuff like that. I think actually while we're on the show, that usually the injury reports don't come out while we're on the show, D-Mac, but I believe they will come out. So want to make sure we're getting you guys that. There's a lot of injuries here on the Packers side. I don't know if you guys saw that. Chris, you want to throw that up real quick?
That's a novel.
This is a 4-chapter book going on here. Jair Alexander questionable today. Devondre Campbell questionable. AJ Dillon questionable. And then you keep going down. Aaron Jones is, I believe, confirmed out now. He's out for a few weeks. Darnell Savage will not be playing as well. I think he's coming off the IR.
That's a big one.
That's huge.
In the second, Darnell Savage slow, and this might go into our nerds because you and I nerd on safeties.
Yes.
Right? But Darnell Savage, low-key, one of those dependable guys. Now, does that, because Savage is out, open up Jameson Williams? Does it open up that secondary? Because what did we see on his touchdown? The way he was able to use his speed and manipulate the safeties. Again, you look at the injury report, the fact of you just got to go out and win this game. So everything, I think, leaning towards you when it comes to that, the guys that they don't have. And Savage, if I look at that, like Jair Alexander pops to it, but questionable, he's going to play.
You think he will play?
Well, I think he will. I don't know for a fact, but I'm mentally preparing. And if I was the Lions, anybody that's questionable, you game plan for them, right? The guys that are out because of the way the NFL is. So you might see, maybe that's something that they've talked about this week, not having Darnell Savage, but depleted secondary because Jared Goff, again, right, has to bounce back from his probably worst individual effort in a long time as a Lion.
Yeah, and I think too, with like the secondary problems, D-Mac, you like you said, Jair Alexander, even if he's coming off an injury, I think it sets up for guys like Jameson Williams. Like we've talked about him a lot. I know Flannel loves Jameson Williams a little bit. We've had that argument all last week, but I do think like Darnell Savage, Jair Alexander banged up, a guy like J-Mo. I know we're going to get into some offensive guys later in the show and kind of getting into that. I just, when you look at it, I think, like you said, Jared Goff coming off a tough week, even though he came back, but 3 interceptions, I think it sets up for some of these guys to have some big games, especially on Thanksgiving, prime time. Everyone in the country will be watching these fellas. And I think, like, Jameson, today might be the J-Mo day. I might declare the J-Mo day.
And that's an interesting, because we will get into that. And one thing with Booner Bets, and the one thing that for the live stream is that you have your player of the game, so to speak. I don't know what you call it or whatever, but your focus on an individual. Started out David Montgomery, the Jahmyr Gibbs' touchdown, the Sam Laporta's. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't want to make you lean either way, because I like just giving you my opinion on your bets. But I did wear this Amon-Ra St. Brown pullover today.
And whatever you wear, D-Mac, I've noticed what you wear, things happen.
I think the Ra will go off. And why do I mean that? I think that a lot of times when you're a professional, and when you and I don't think it's immaturity. I think it's just youth and not being in the experience. Is that when you get off track, you try too hard to get back on track by doing something big.
Yep.
Right? When you're a veteran, you know that when things break down, you immediately strip down to basics and you go back to what you know the best. To me, I believe that what he knows the best, right, will be Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just the dink and dunk, getting him a bunch of catches early. That leads into Laporta, the Josh Reynolds, the guys that he relies on. Now, we get up a few scores. The game's going the way we want. I think that's when you bring your boy James Williams into play. I don't think it's you're coming out game plan of firing. Could be wrong, right? But I think that it's back to basics, and this is the team that we are. And what do we see when they're cooking, especially offense, and Jared Goff is gaining confidence? It's dink, dunk, letting his guys make plays for him. So
I like that. You're making me think about my pick. I had a player here in mind already.
Okay, but I don't want to alleviate. I don't want to alleviate. Maybe it's a sprinkle. This sprinkles. You know, you might have your guy and then go sprinkles today.
I might have to do that.
You know what? This is a high probability that a bunch of guys go off.
I think I agree. I think especially after last week, like I think even like these running backs, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, JMO, and D-Mac to the point with St. Brown, he's been the most consistent on the football team. It's like every week you look up and he's like 100 yards, 8 catches, touchdown. It feels like every single week. So that's where I'm kind of at with it as well. On offense though, D-Mac, Jonah Jackson out. I don't know if you saw E&E this week, but I forget who was on, but someone was speaking in regards to Jonah Jackson and Colby Sorsdale kind of stepping in, and obviously Jonah Jackson's contract's up after the end of the year, so they kind of, it was Dan Miller actually, he spoke on it, like maybe this is the Lions kind of looking at Colby Sorsdale for that left guard spot and saying, hey, maybe we have a guy that fills in. There's still the number one offensive line in the NFL.
We brought it up on Big D Energy. There's decisions that have to be made, right? And if you're going to make a decision on who to re-sign, you know, the Jonah Jackson, you're in the Evan Brown conversation from last year, right? Where you're going to have to pay or have to lose him. But why, when you're drafting guys behind him and Sorsdal, you know, being plugged in at a position that isn't natural for him too. So by committing this offensive line, and I think when you see that and guys stepping up, so that means that more money doesn't have to go towards that offensive. It can go towards re-signing another guy or go to your right tackle.
Yeah.
All the money goes to the right tackle. So yes, I think that and you know what? Who would know better than Dan Miller?
That's when I heard that, I was like, that's a great. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you gotta always follow the money, and that makes sense, right?
It does. And shout out to Brad Holmes too for getting a guy like Colby Sorsdale late in the run. Like if he keeps doing
what
that,
he does
every year, and people keep questioning it. I feel like at the draft last year, me and you walked in here, D-Mac, after the draft, round 2, and we spoke about it because everyone was so worried about all these picks. And you looked at me dead in the eyes. He said, "Booner, he hasn't steered us wrong at all.
No,
keep your head down and let him do his thing."
Why are we upset that he drafts guys and they play? And then here's the one thing that people get upset about, right? Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, the organization, has determined that re-signing their own guys is better than going out and giving money to guys who haven't been here. You know, that's the culture that wow, right?
Yeah.
And when the tough decision has to be made, like they had to make on Brown last year, that they have to probably make on Jonah Jackson or whatever else. It looks like Vitai's done too. You know, the unsung hero so far to me on that offensive line is Graham Glasgow. Just the way he's played up and down the line and showed, you know, why you signed that veteran guy. So you're spending good money and you're drafting good guys cheap. So
yeah, I'm with you on that too, D-Mac. I don't see. You're drafting guys who play, and then you're keeping the guys. You're building the culture up. I'm sure it's like this with any championship team. You're building the culture up, and you're building it within the organization, and you want to keep the guys there instead of bringing big-time guys in. I don't hate it, and I think that's kind of what they're doing right now. Obviously, I think Jonah Jackson's the only one that is confirmed out as of now. I believe at about 11 a.m. we will get the full injury report for different guys that are out. I don't think they can have every single guy on the roster active, so there will be some more inactives. I think they can only have maybe 50 or something like that, or 48 on the roster at the time. I can't remember. Broder tells it to me all the time. But there will be some more guys that are out. D-Mac, let's go to break. When we come back, we'll break down these matchups. Offense, defense, we'll get into it. We'll go around the room, get everyone's opinion on this, and start diving in here.
Let's go.
So we'll be back. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays to join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Kickoff here with Will from Northern Wisconsin, Packer fan here. What do you think about Jordan Love so far this season?
I hate Jordan Love. I swear, I don't like Jordan Love.
No? What do you think about going into this game?
I think we're going to lose, but I'm here to support my Green Bay Packers. That's
What do you think about the Lions this year?
I think the Lions are pretty nice. They cold, 8-2. You can't say nothing bad about them. They're the Lions.
Happy Turkey Day, Will.
Thank you. Happy Turkey Day, big dog.
All right, welcome back to the
I love that confidence.
the pregame Lions show. Appreciate all of you guys. That Nick, hey, shout out to Nick for going
Shout
down
out
there.
to Nick.
There was no mic. He's got the cup holder in his
He's got
hand.
the-
Did you guys see that?
Get it done, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Right? That's
love it.
what I love about you guys. Which let me segue, great segue, which brings me to Greg Rounds. Haven't seen you before. He says in the WoodwardSports.com chat, feel free to jump in. Greg Rounds says, I think D-Mac needs to have a combo with Jeff and about accountability, guys, and even here on Thanksgiving. Great question, great thing, but
Great
just to
question.
let you know is that Juicy Hollywood Jeff Iafrate did come to me and had a talk. He is spending Thanksgiving down to the Lions game with his father at a tradition. And I think as hard as these young guys like Jeff, Nick, Booner, all these guys work here, that anytime that you can help out as the team is. So I'll be here today so that you guys can enjoy the Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Plus, I'm Canadian. I get 2 Thanksgiving. I got my pies. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Mom brought the pies in. We're all good.
The pies look good,
So,
too.
yes,
I'm looking
Greg,
at those.
there is certain accountability, but he did ask permission, as he should. So that's why he's not here. Booner, Joey 2 times says, J-Mo, anytime touchdown and Lions money line plus 500. You
Don't
like
hate
that?
it. Don't hate it. I think
I like
J-Mo, Flannel Sam doesn't like it because J-Mo's in it.
Hey,
but
you know what?
I love it.
Hey, Flannel Sam is like Brandon Katz. When he likes something, when you're on the opposite side, you're good.
Yep.
You do not want to be on the same side as Flannel or Katz in anything.
That is how I started going, saying that the Detroit Lions could go to the Super Bowl and make a run at this thing, is because I saw Brandon Katz say there's no chance the Detroit Lions can do anything in the playoffs. They have near zero shot. Guess what? Just go the opposite of Brandon Katz, and you're going to be right 90% of the time.
Absolutely. If you want to make money too. Expert handicapper. Anyways,
let's go. Yeah, Nick, someone in here said is that a beer koozie? And Nick's hand, it is a beer koozie. Yeah, man, he's walking around
That's
with the
the
beer
word I was
koozie.
looking for, koozie, yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to the Packers fan there. He had zero confidence in his football team.
still here, though. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Here to
He's enjoying
enjoy.
it. He's
Yeah,
thankful for his Packers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Still.
Actually, real credit to him because he traveled to watch his team get their ass whooped. Like he really that's a level of dedication, and that's actually something you gotta respect.
Yeah, especially on Thanksgiving to travel, knowing
Yeah.
that you have your quarterback's not great. Yeah, that's just shout out to him. And D-Mac, those pies, those look good.
Yeah, we're gonna get
I can't
into
wait
them
to get
We're
into
gonna
one.
get into them later. I got a chocolate cream pie and the pumpkin pie with, as anybody knows, I might put the pie in the whipped cream. That's how much whipped cream I like. So
No, that's
we're all set, boys. I just take care of that. That's for all the boys. We're gonna enjoy that during the live stream. But let's get into it, Booner. Offensively, stuff like this, we all, and I think the chat is in agreement. The fact that this is a sort of a get right game for Lions to get back on track. We just mentioned the injuries to the secondary.
Yep.
Questionable guys for Green Bay. So initially, right, I told you my little theory why I got my Ma-Ra St. Brown shirt on. I think it's going to be that consistent, game. Wouldn't be surprised he has 8 catches, 100 yards, just sort of what he does. But what were you leaning?
So, I mean, today, this is where I'm at with the game today, D-Mac, and I do think last game, Jared Goff, obviously the 3 interceptions. The thing they got away from, and how I look at it, is the run game. It felt like every time David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs touched the ball, they dominated. And like today, I mean, the Packers' defensive line isn't great. And the last time, I think the Lions ran for like 200-something yards, and the Packers ran for like 20 yards. So I think today, at least if we're talking about offense and on the offensive side of the ball, I think this Packers offense, or this Lions offense, the running game, that's kind of where my lean is today, is these running backs today. And I know I've already spoke about J-Mo, and you got the Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just think it's like, hey, let's just kill these guys in the trenches. That's what the game's about. You can go win. I think it's a guarantee to win. If you go dominate the trenches today, you have the best offensive line in the NFL. You have 2 of the best running backs. Give the ball to them. Let them just go do whatever they like. Let them go make plays. And that's kind of my.
So I hear you
my lean on
correctly.
it.
You think this is going back, and this goes back to the basics of what the Detroit Lions are behind their greatest asset, their offensive line, is their running game. So to me, I'm hearing from you is that you're putting it on Montgomery?
Jahmyr Gibbs today.
Oh, you're going Gibbs.
Today, the Booner legacy and all of that is going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs.
Folks. There it is. 7 straight weeks. So what are we looking? What kind of stat line are we looking at Gibbs right now? What do we have to attain?
So his all-purpose yards, because he does. I mean, he catches the ball in the backfield, run game. He has all of it. I think out of the backfield, it's his all-purpose yards is 74.5. He has gone over. He's averaging 130 yards per game the last 4 weeks. So he's getting 130 yards. His line's at 75. D-Mac. I don't see how that doesn't.
All purpose?
All purpose.
I like that.
75,
and when it comes
130 a week.
Would you agree when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs and you get an all-purpose yards around that, because boom, that could be actually one play.
Yeah,
you could break
yes.
that. Where as far as David Montgomery, you're gonna look at him to break whatever rushing. I still think that he could go over 100. I think that both of these guys, like you said, could have 100+ yards.
Yep.
Montgomery probably on the ground. Gibbs probably all-purpose. Probably wouldn't be surprised, tutty each. I'd look into Gibbs and Montgomery, both 1 touchdown towards that, because I think that to your right, it's clock possession. What happened last week, right? And I didn't hear it talked about overly as much, but there was a point in the game that because of the turnovers, that the Bears would run 67 plays and we'd run 41. Right? That clock management stuff like this, the way that we've gotten away with a couple games this year, not only losing the turnover battle, but the clock, the time of possession. Right? And that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So being as if the offensive line is our asset, we need to control the clock, and especially here at home, and that's what I'd look for him to do. That's why I like, what you're talking about. That I think it's a lot of big sets, You know, like you mentioned it. It's set up the defensive line. You know, and I know Kenny Clark and some of these guys, but they're a little long in the tooth, and it ain't what they used to be for Green Bay. So I think it's more of like a simple game.
Yeah, in last game, they ran for 200 yards. They're right here, D-Mac. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, 200-plus yards, rushing yards, plus 700. 7-1. Both to combine for 200 rushing yards. I think that happens today. They did it last time. They ran for 200 rushing yards.
In Green Bay, right?
In Green Bay. And now they're at home, Thanksgiving, coming off of like you said, I think they need to dominate the time of possession.
And might be fighting injuries, Green Bay. Might be something that you put in the back burner. Let's go over to Kool Aid. In the TD booth, Kool Aid. What do you like that? You think, are we breaking it down properly today? Or what kind of game do you think that the Lions are going to come out with?
No, I do. I do think you guys are hitting all of the right points. I'm looking forward to this running game, that kind of dynamic duo between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to just feast. It's Thanksgiving, so it is very, very appropriate. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's been just Mr. Consistent and Mr. Reliable. You know, whether he's facing injury, whether he had that kind of sickness, it didn't matter. He still went out there and did what he always does. And I'm kind of optimistic about J-Mo. I believe if the Packers defense is not paying attention to where he is on the field, that he could have a big game. And if they are, then he's going to open up everything underneath for people like Sam Laporta, people like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who operate so effectively and efficiently in the middle. And ultimately, I do want to see, at least as relates to this Lions defense, I want to see that defensive line get hungry and get nasty. That's what I want, man.
You know what? All I had to hear, I got a text message from my boy Otto Black. Thanks for watching it, Otto. Yeah, he's going to go real deep today. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to go off today. That's what he says. Now, Otto Black, last 2 times I played golf with him, he shot 60 and 61.
Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. He's on the mini tour. So hopefully, hey, you know what? You send me a picture watching the TV. You better be putting. Get putting in there, buddy. But
Let's go.
I agree. So a lot of people out there are saying it's sort of like back to basics.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in the chat here. Big M. J-Mo takes a big one to the house. Ski Masker Boy. Williams is going to get the ball a ton. A lot of people think J-Mo is going to have a game today. That's what out of the chat. I know we're going over ours. There's a lot of St. Brown, Gibbs. A lot of people in here are kind of on the J-Mo side. Funky Lions, J-Mo. This seems like to be I don't know. I'm almost going to – I can't bet on every single player, D-Mac. I can't put my money on. I don't have that much money, but yeah. I almost might.
Of course you don't. You work here.
Yeah, I almost might do it. I don't know. Chris?
No, I think J-Mo is the key in a lot of sense, because I think that was the real tide turning of the Chicago game, right? Is that once they established that one J-Mo deep touchdown, that second drive you saw, the middle of the field was open the whole rest of that next drive. And that was something that early on in the game, before they established a deep threat, the middle was pretty well covered. They weren't able to get the guys like Laporta involved in everything last week. So I think that going to J-Mo and going to J-Mo early, especially against a weaker and depleted secondary, I think you can automatically open up the entire offense, the entire playbook. We obviously know the run game is going to be the backbone, but if you can early on in the first drive, second drive, establish a J-Mo deep route, then all of a sudden everything you want is at your disposal all game long, and this can just get out of hand very quickly for the Packers. So I think J-Mo is a key, and I think there's a good reason to kind of bet on him. Plus, the production's going up. He seems to be building trust. Like, he might not be in every game's touchdown scorer, but I think he's getting to the point where he could be an every game threat at the very least.
That's best part, right? What did Dan Campbell say last week? The herd has accepted him, right? The herd has accepted, which means he's doing all the right things in practice. What we hear, he's part of it. We see little snippets, him blocking downfield, him being a part. To your point, Big Sus, that's a great. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we're gonna play more patience and just sort of pound the rock, develop, looking for playtime. But you bring up a great point. Until they were able to show that threat, and they didn't show it till late, that's what opened everything else up. Because that last drive seemed like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Why was it so hard? And I think I'm not the only one sitting here. Why is it so easy at the end of the game, and it was so hard the rest of the game?
They couldn't do anything. It was like turnovers, 3 and outs.
To that point, I guess that'd be sort of a big sus, sort of, if they're going to come out that way. Are they going to look to establish a deep threat early to put the Packers, on their heels, especially if they're missing their Pro Bowl safety and Savage?
So, do you remember the first game?
What's that?
They got up to like a 27-3 lead the first game, and they just said, "Hey, we're going out there to dominate you guys." That's kind of what I wanted.
No, exactly. So to be interested to see, because here's the beauty. How do you want it? Because it could go either way, and having that ability to go that way. I think that the big thing is just making adjustments. Stick and I were talking about Big D Energy, which you can go back in the Woodward archives or anywhere your podcasts and stuff like this. And we were talking about last week. I think that it's the adjustments that weren't made in the right time.
Yep.
Right. We got to make adjustments quicker, and especially it seems like on defense. Right. So to the fact that. Nobody in here is worried about Green Bay running the ball, are you?
Oh, no.
Right?
No way.
No. Anybody here worried about Jordan Love? It's taking your secondary part. Somebody brought it up in the chat thread. The tight ends for Green Bay like 7 catches all year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're not a huge part of the offense. This is a game that is perfect to set up to break, to stay where you're at, to break those trends. The celestial curses, all whatever it is, the moon. It doesn't matter. It's today. It's Thanksgiving.
They're breaking it today, D-Mac. We're going to be live, too, watching it on the stream. When we're going to go to break real quick. I think we may have another Nick video, hopefully. These Nick videos are getting, I love them.
Oh, yeah.
Keep them coming,
We
Nick.
need Nick to keep these things coming
We
after
got
every
several.
break. When we come back, though, we're going to we're going to switch sides here. Go to the defense, break that down, talk about the Lions' defense. They've been a topic, I feel like, for weeks, D-Mac. So we're going to break that down, the defensive line. When we come back, we will see you guys in just a minute.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We have Morgan here. Where are you from, Morgan?
I'm from Birmingham, Michigan.
From Birmingham, where we're located. Are you having fun at Bullseye Event Group?
I'm having a great time. Woo!
Woo! And if you could bring one of these Lions home to meet the family for Thanksgiving, who you bringing?
Matthew Stafford!
Wow!
Man, that is great. Hey, Nick's killing it.
That was awesome.
He's
what was
down-
her name? Megan? What was it?
Morgan.
Morgan hey, got the doubles going early.
Having a great time.
Good Birmingham.
she's
girl.
Down there, VIP tailgate, the Bullseye Event Group. Shed 5. Kool Aid's usually down there. It's a great time. I was down there the first couple weeks. It is unbelievable.
Shout out
down
to
there.
Kool Aid. Hey, whatever needs to be done around here.
Kills it
in
every
the
time.
booth, at the rig. Poor guy's got to
Appreciate
put up
you,
with
John.
all those Pistons games too. Oh. Thank God this is Lions pregame. We're talking about winners.
Yeah. Hey, I will say though, real quick on Woodward nights, we sit there and watch the games because we were during the same time. When they did lose their 12th game, Kool Aid, I suspended the Pistons on Woodward nights until Friday.
Nice.
They were suspended.
Attaboy,
Someone's got to hold them
That's
accountable.
leadership.
Yeah.
But slowly, you know what?
On the
We're
front
proud
lines.
of you. When we look at you guys, at Broder and Booner, the Woodward Knights, we look at you like little brothers of Big D Energy. We're really proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you probably get treated the same too. You're telling me some of the stuff don't work.
We get treated the exact same.
Sometimes we show up to Tom Masway one of these days. He does the final word or the bottom line. He might be able to help you with that. He's a busy guy though.
Maybe they'll get some waters for us.
February work for you?
Yeah, February's perfect.
February, all right. I'll put you in with Maz for February.
Man, he's booked.
He's booked.
Maz is booked, man.
Speaking about booked, who's gonna book it into the freaking backfield and put Jordan Love on his buttocks? Is this the game that we get right? The defense, everybody is worried about our pressure. That's all we hear is we don't have enough pass rushers and stuff like that. Where are you at with this defense, Booner?
We talked about it all week on Woodward Nights about this defensive line. There's a thing that I don't know, Neil on BD, you guys talk about it all the time. Like, pressures really don't mean anything if you're not getting to the quarterback and finishing the job. And I think that's what it does come down to. I just think at the other side, you have guys like Josh Pascal. You've got Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara. You have dudes on the other side. D-Mac. I just want to see, like, we've seen these guys produce before. We've seen these guys take steps and go out there and get to the quarterback. I just want to see them actually do it now. Like, the pressures are fine. Everything's cool. The other side of the ball has to do something for Aiden Hutchinson to be able to, I think, make these plays. Because he's getting there. Dan Campbell spoke about it today when he was on the flagship radio station. He was sitting there talking about, like, hey, like, Hutch, he's gotten to that next level that we wanted him to be at. We know he can do that. But he didn't say this, but I mean, I think on the other side, it's if Hutch gets him there, you need someone on the other side to be able to level it out a little bit. And that's just where I'm at. I think today we see that, though, because last time the Lions played the Packers, they had 5 sacks. Aleem McNeil stepped up. All these different guys. Alex Anzalone had a sack. Like, guys stepped up. I think today versus Jordan Love, he's going to be running around a lot. He's going to be scrambling. I wish, D-Mac, I know we hit the 5-sack bet on stream one time already. Actually, twice, plus 18 and 1,600. They took it off of FanDuel. After the last time, I think so many people around Detroit and around Lions Nation took 5+ sacks at plus 1,600. They have not had it up since.
They haven't had the plus 5 sacks up yet?
They have not put it up since that week.
It could go that way. So am I right in the room here, right? That and probably in the chat and Lions Nation that Hutchinson needs help. So the fact that we're only getting one defensive end, we need, whether it's James Houston coming back or a guy, like you said, stepping up. But to the fact is, does everybody feel the same way about the interior? Because you brought up Aleem McNeil, who has 5 sacks, the most by Lions since Ndamukong Suh on the inside. You got Josh Pascal. You know, whether it's Benito Jones or I know Bugs has been in and out of there, but different guys. The way that the linebackers or Anzalone has played and talked about, has the interior line gotten better? And is it more focused on the outside, or do we still need more from the inside? Because to me, if we go by stats and going by last year, there is improvement in the inside, right? Which has improved us in the linebacker position. Now it can always get better, but does that make the imperativeness that we're all in agreement that there needs to be help on the other side of what Hutch is, and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. If you look at the sacks, D-Mac, I mean, the edge side, Aiden Hutchinson 5.5, Aleem McNeil 5. The other side, I don't even know if all of those guys on the other side even combined for 5 sacks. The linebackers probably combined for 5 sacks, but I think the middle, like Bugs, Aleem McNeil, Benito Jones, they've gotten to the quarterback. They've they have the best run defense and one of the best in the NFL. I just think this other side, if you combine those sacks on the other side, and Kool Aid Chris, I mean, I might be wrong on this, but if you combine those sacks over there, they're not even, I don't think, combined to what Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil have. And I just think that's where the problem comes down to. It's like you just have, like, that other side, it's like at some point you got to get the production all around. I do think the inside, though, D-Mac, I think they've been killing it. Kool Aid, am I crazy for thinking that? Is that...
Nah, look, man, the defensive line has been this kind of mystery all season. They had a couple high points to begin the season, and since then, it's just seemed like nobody wants to really, really help out Aleem McNeil or Aiden Hutchinson on that line. And I'm hoping on Thanksgiving Day that they give Aiden Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil something to be thankful for, man. I feel like they have the tools, they have the pieces coming into the season. We thought this defensive line was going to be a strength. And honestly, if if they come through, I think this team will look a lot more complete.
Yeah, for me, I think you have to look no further than the offense, right? The offense with Ben Johnson, what has he created? He's created an ecosystem. What D-Mac was talking about earlier, right? How you don't know who's the guy. D-Mac asked it. Who's the guy who's getting in the end zone today? Who's the guy who's eating? And the truth is you don't know, right? Because there's so much options. It could be a Laporta game. It could be one of the running backs. It could be both the running backs. It could be Amon-Ra. There's so many options. It could be J-Mo. The defense doesn't have that. It's Hutch and Aleem, or what? And I think if you need to
Kirby picking it off.
Yeah, but I'm talking specifically on the defensive line. Like you know where the production's coming from, the bulk of it. So teams are able to game plan a lot easier for how to stop this Lions pass rush. So if you had more versatility across the defensive line and you didn't know where things were coming from, then all of these guys would play better, not just Hutch. You need to establish an ecosystem. Here's something that we brought up on Big D Energy, right? And I ask you guys this. Roger Goodell was in town last weekend.
Yep.
Right? Now, there is some, like the Lions, and he was talking about how the networks, the big networks, are inquiring about flexing the Detroit Lions to prime time and better games and stuff like this. I think it's starting to turn the corner, and this is where you can sort of tell, and today might be the game that we tell this, but is slowly but surely the Lions becoming America's team, does Hutch start to get a little bit more call? I see everybody saying if they would just call holding on Hutch. But there's something there when you become America's team that maybe you start to get this call, which makes it a little bit easier, because can we not agree that he's had to fight through as much adversity, and I'm the last one to make excuses for referees.
Yeah.
But I see what I see. So that'll be something, and I'm just saying something to look. Is there something where they start doubling him and he starts getting a call, so they can't double him as much? Does he get more help? I'm just little intricacies that keep an eye out to, because it's about time when you become America's team or whatever like that, when the league wants you to succeed, when the networks are calling for you. They only want it if you're winning. That might be the conspiracy theory in me and stuff like that, but to me it's something to put in the back of your mind and sort of look out for.
I don't hate that. Broder mentioned that. He brought that up yesterday on Woodward Nights. I didn't think he might. Kid. And he threw that at me, and when you sit there and hits you, it's not wrong, because in the past, like when you go to remember the playoffs when you go to Dallas, you get the calls against you. And
the Calvin catch and the Pettigrew pass interference.
That was what the one versus Dallas, and that was America's team at the time, and they wanted Dallas to win, and that's who they wanted to win. I think, like you said, Roger Goodell's in town last week. I hope Aiden Hutchinson starts getting those calls, because that is one of the most frustrating things when we're sitting here for the stream, D-Mac, and we're all sitting like Hutch is getting to the quarterback, and then you just see a hold, and then Justin Fields runs for 30 yards. It's like, all right, that's a deflating thing for some teams, and it shouldn't be, I don't think. But if you can get those calls to go your way, that changes the game
have it called
that
back.
much.
Right,
Yes.
changes the dimensions, the dynamics, and stuff like this. Allows different things. So something to watch out for. You create your own breaks, but is now the time where we start to see it.
Real quick too, before we go to break, D-Mac, William Vanderswag in the chat, he said Bruce Irvin's going to play today. I don't think Bruce Irvin's playing. I don't think he's on the practice squad, I believe. That's where they signed him to start. He has to get elevated, I believe, from practice squad all the way up to the active roster. As of now, I have not heard anything that he's going to play. But D-Mac, I've been saying this for weeks now. I think a guy like Bruce Irvin, I know he's old. He might not get a ton of sacks. He might not make an impact. What I think this does for the football team and that defensive line, D-Mac, I think it lights a fire under some of these guys. Like, hey, we're gonna have other guys come in here, and they're gonna, like a veteran, we're gonna have a guy come in here and show you guys how it's done. We're gonna put a fire under you. So maybe this gets the Aquara brothers going. This gets Charles Harris back on track. It gets some of these guys going again. That's how I look at this veteran play. And Kool Aid, you actually talked to me a lot about the Pistons and the veterans. I think it's a similar thing to where it helps these guys, and it will.
100%. Look, bro, when they signed him, the first thing I thought about is I feel like they have some pieces on the defensive line, but they might need more technique. That's what I think in that voice. Everything that we talk about with Cam Sutton, he's one of those guys that does it on the field, but in the locker room as well. We hear about how much he's helping the defensive backs. I think that Bruce Irvin, no matter what he does on the field, his body of work has already spoken for itself, and I believe he's going to help some of these guys. If the coaches are seeing it more as a technique thing, to be able to fully get home and get those sacks and get more pressures on the quarterback, I believe Bruce Irvin is one of those voices, one of those guys, one of those dudes that will be able to really make sure that message gets home and helps these guys from a player's perspective.
What vets? I mean, this defensive line, like Hutch, he's never had a veteran in that room. It's just been him and some young guys.
Well, I think it also too. You see also too is Anzalone, where he's come along and being that veteran voice, but it's also it brings the experience, but it's a culture move.
Yep.
To me, it's more of having, lack of a better term, that player coach, right? A guy that's been there. He's been the defensive Legion of Boom. He's a guy that has won. And he's a guy that if he has any tread left on the tire, could be impactful put in the right situation. But I think that move for Irvin is a hell of a lot more for development and what he brings in the locker room. And hopefully, we see him in situations that he does come up and remember what Charles Harris did a few years ago and was impactful with a bunch of sacks. So it doesn't matter how they do it. They have to do it, but competition is always good inside your locker room.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I see on the TV right here, Lomas Brown at the Thanksgiving Day Parade downtown. Shout out to Lomas too. That's sweet. What is he out in the parade? What is it called?
He's a Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal
this year.
That's sweet. So shout out to Lomas.
Him and somebody else, I forget who.
I've never been to the parade.
You remember?
Jeff Ifrady.
Yeah. Well, no, he's back. Sorry, I was wrong. He's dancing at halftime with Jack Harlow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He might be pulling double duty today. I don't know.
Oh my God, I forgot it is Hollywood.
The parade.
Oh no, you're right. There he is in the back waving.
A man of many talents.
I wouldn't have wore that blouse though. All right, looking good though.
All right, let's do this. Hey, the parade's on.
Huel. Yeah, Huel Perkins and Lomas Brown. Two Detroit legends.
What a lineup there. Let's hit break again. When we come back, I think we have another Nick video, D-Mac, and then we're going to get into here. I have some more bets for you guys for the Lions game. The last couple of weeks, I haven't just given out my best player. I have been giving out six to eight Lions straight plays, and each week, like last week, it went 6-1. The week before, I think it went 6-0. Every week, these straight plays in the Lions, I see the Lions very clearly.
Can't wait to hear them.
So I have those coming out next.
Can't wait to hear them. If you like to make money,
let's go.
You're going to want to hear them too.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
All right, we have Jason and Maryland here. Where are you guys from?
They're South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, all the way from First year.
This is our second time.
Second time coming around, and what's gonna happen in this Lions Packers game?
It'll be over after the first quarter. Raise the cheese!
Raise the
cheese! Shred the cheese!
We're shredding today!
Hey, shred the cheese, baby. Those Packers. I might have something in my bag for if the Lions win with the Kool Aid with some cheese. I have to go get. I might go get some cheese.
Speaking of that, I wanted to bring that up. Maybe in the second hour after the next break, I got something about because it's new and you. I want to get into that because you are even though Kool Aid's in the booth, you are known as. Drinking the Kool Aid.
The Kool Aid.
We'll get to the celebrations.
Hey, people are starting to know, which is pretty sweet. So
I love it.
Let's do this, D-Mac. Let's do some bets here because of the live stream. We will be going at 12:30. If you guys haven't been tuning in the last few weeks, really the whole season, we've been doing the live streams, and I keep giving out these bets. It's not just straight bets. I've been giving out parlays. As the stream goes, I'll give out more and more plays. I brought about 6 or 7 straight bets, and then I have that legacy play that we spoke about as well. So I'm going to dive into these, and I'll let you guys just break them down. We'll go one by one, and you guys could either say, hey, this is Booner, great pick, or hey, maybe not. Maybe we should look at a different one. First one I want to do here. I think this Lions game, I'm not going to give my score prediction up just yet, but the Detroit Lions team total, D-Mac, we've hit this the last, I don't know if you remember, actually the Lucas thing. When Lucas, the missed field goal, if you guys aren't aware, Lucas jinxed me. I needed a field goal at the end to hit a team total.
It wasn't a field goal, it was a 26-yard chip shot.
Chip shot. It was, and he missed it. And it was on the stream. That's why if you guys don't watch the streams, you're missing out because we have those reactions and they're great. But the team total today.
There was almost a fist fight in the middle of the room.
I had to remove myself from the situation.
Absolutely.
Team total today, fellas, 27.5. The over. I think that's what 4 touchdowns. I think the Lions they got it basically the last time they played the Packers, D-Mac, in the first half when they went up 27-3. So I think again today it's one of those games. First half, Lions get out to a hot start, maybe score 2 or 3 touchdowns in the first half, get you halfway there. I think 28 is. I don't know why it's so low.
You can't be talking about plus 700, over 200 yards rushing with your offense, 100, Jameson Wayne going off or whatever. Well, this feeds into the fact that Big Sus even brought up the fact that it could. How do you want it? Anybody could go off today. So I think that's a great bet, Booner.
Thank you.
Especially at home in the dome, Thanksgiving after last week, you got to think that's a score, maybe 2 scores. Just to get it back right.
Big bounce back week.
Big bounce back week. I would actually be looking at what is the first half total.
Oh, I'm gonna look that up.
Right? Is it 13? If it's under 14, I'd take that all day.
Yeah, I'm also looking at first quarter too. Like first quarter in general, I just think that the Lions are gonna come out strong, like guns blazing. Like I said, I could even see not just the run game, but in the first or second drive, the Lions take a shot to J-Mo. Maybe it connects, maybe it doesn't, but I think this is a team that's going to come out guns blazing. Jared Goff is going to come out guns blazing. He doesn't like how last week sat with. That's not sitting well with him. So I like the Lions to score a lot of points. I like the over easily.
First half team total, D-Mac, for the Lions, 14.5. It's a weird number because it's over 2 touchdowns. But I still like it. You
know what, though? But if you're going to go with the fact that what we're talking about, if you truly believe, do you think it's going to be like last week? I don't.
No, it's completely different. I don't.
So, I mean, if you were going to, I think I like the total bet better than the first half bet because it's over 14, but I'm not totally against it.
Yeah, next one I have here, a player stat, defensive stat, Aiden Hutchinson, minus 138. To record a sack today. I think that's a lock. We're going to be sweating that one out on the stream. I think Hutch gets 1.5, 2 today on Jordan Love.
What I would look at is what is Hutchinson 2 sacks.
Ooh,
yeah, that's
right.
What
I would look Hutchinson 2 sacks, and here's the thing that we talked about question. It. Stick and I talked about it this week. Big D Energy. Dan Campbell talked about it. Right? Does this get Hutch going to the end of the game? Does that get Hutch going? Does all this stuff and why do I say that? What did I say last segment? Roger Goodell was here. Did he see firsthand that maybe there's something going down to the referees? Is that hey, this kid. He needs to be treated just a hair differently.
Yeah.
Does that play into it? We would definitely be sweating that. I like that. I think that, I look at Hutchinson and sacks as I look at Alex DeBrincat with the Red Wings goals. He gets them in bunches.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I'd look and see what 2 sacks would be.
I do like that too, like the bunches things too, D-Man, because the last time he had a bunch of sacks, it was that 3 or 4 game stretch where he just kept going. He went at 1.5, 2, 1, and he just keeps getting them. I'm looking at here. I don't see the 2. I see -110 for 1 on one of these sports books here. I can't find 2. So if anyone finds 2 and could throw it in the chat there, I would love to see what that is. Next one I have here, I've got two wide receiver ones. I've got Khalif Raymond and Jameson Williams. They're both straight plays, but Khalif Raymond, his line right now, D-Mac, is 12.5. They keep doing this to him.
12.5 yards?
12.5 yards, and they keep doing it to him. They keep putting him at like 12.5,
Here's
11.5,
your problem.
and he hits it every week.
Here's your problem, right? As Jameson gets more time, whose time's going down? It's Khalif's time.
Do you look at it like that, or do you look at it like, because Josh Reynolds the last 4 weeks has been down, and since
I
Jameson
look
been
at
back.
that, both of them. They're taking time away from both of them. There's more confidence into whatever. That's 12. That's 1 catch, right? Look at how they use him for 1 over the middle, stuff like this. Khalif is your security blanket could go up. You almost remember when we were betting the Gibbs at the beginning of the year until he got a touchdown. You kept pressing it,
Double down,
the
double
5
down.
sacks or whatever. That's what this feels. I would bet it today.
Yep.
I think because it's probably like 2 catches for 15 yards.
Yeah, he hit it. So last week he had 5 yards, but the 5 weeks before that he had 46, 24, 20, 23.
But I think that, to your point, Raymond's percentage on the field, I think as JMO goes up. JMO was 65 last week. The most that he's played, Raymond's was down.
Yeah.
So, but I think that early on, right? What did I say? Establishing. So if it's Amara, if it's Raymond and stuff like this, I don't hate it. If I was going to bet it because it's so low, you could see it, but that is a question. I don't think I'd touch it at 15.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to 12.5. The other one here, Jameson Williams, I took his too, 23.5.
I think you have to.
Yeah,
that's 1 catch.
Yeah.
And I think
like
they're
with
going to
him,
keep going
you saw
at
the
him.
way that they're being used and whatever. You don't care if he's got 3 targets. He gets 1 catch. He should be over that.
Yeah, this is one of those things too, D-Mac, and I believe in this a ton. When you can catch a guy like Jameson Williams kind of early in the year, like right now where he's getting worked into things, like these lines are at, like last week it was like 19.5, or a week before it was 19.5, 20. Now it's 23. You could see them moving up, and I think if the earlier you can catch it, once it gets to it's going to get to like the 40s, I think, by the end of the year, because they're going to keep. You said he's 60 snaps this last week. He's going to keep getting more snaps. He's going to keep taking the ball away from other guys. 23 is very
Here's what's
low.
interesting too, right? Let's watch and see. Do the safeties, do the corners play off him, respect the speed? So maybe that the wide receiver screen, the end around, something, a little caveat can come into play. Something a little extra. Again, and to your point, yes, because he's showing that they are having more confidence in him.
Yep.
Because of, and we hear it out of practice every day. So if I was going to bet one of those, I would bet the Williams one.
JMO. I love that. Couple more here before the break. Sam Laporta, D-Mac.
My guy.
We talked about him. Chris brought him up a little with the tight ends.
Will you please, when you address Sam Laporta and you're talking to me, will you please say your guy, Sam Laporta?
D-Mac, your guy.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta.
Yeah, we must be talking about Sam, yeah.
You say Sam, yep, Sammy P, your guy. In the end zone today. Plus 180. I'm taking him to score a touchdown.
And he hasn't been in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I like that bet.
Yeah.
I think it's showtime. It's Thanksgiving. That's when the big dogs come out and play. So
Packers aren't great for tight ends too.
What is Sam Laporta first touchdown?
Oh, maybe
First
we can.
touchdown.
Hey, it's sprinkles. Maybe we
I
talk
see-
that Cool Whip. Today
I
it's not
see-
sprinkles, it's Cool Whip.
Where I'm looking at is 950 plus 950.
Sprinkle.
I'm seeing the same thing.
Little
I might do
lunch
that.
money.
I might do that.
Put your coffee. Just a little $5 $5 to get you 45, $5 to buy the crew lunch.
Booner, would you parlay the 2 running backs and Laporta anytime touchdowns?
I would rather just parlay the 2 running backs and then do Laporta separate, because I think the 2 running backs get in there too. I think like when we do our score predictions at the end of the game, I think the Lions get in the end zone 5 times today, and I think Laporta is one of them, and I think the running backs are 2 out of the other 4.
Hey, box them.
Maybe put them all together.
I'd look and see what the odds were to figure out. I'd find a way. Like if you're confident that it is, figure out a way to get them all in. I'd look at the odds for if you're thinking 5 touchdowns today. How do you work Gibbs, Montgomery to the 2, Laporta, Williams, and then figure out like if the odds are there. On which other 2 or 3?
Maybe it's Laporta twice. Maybe it's J-Mo twice. Maybe
to
it's
that
Gibbs
point.
Ooh,
there's your sacks. That's your oppo to sacks, because you're telling me 5 times in the end zone. All right, I can go with it.
Okay,
I'm following you. Now, how are we going to capitalize on it and put the money where the mouth is?
Maybe I will do a touchdown parlay
guys,
like that then.
You don't have to bet the farm.
Yeah. No,
you could sprinkle shekels on it. A win's a win. Couple bucks here, couple bucks there. You know, like say for example, you take $10 and you make, 5 $2 parlays on something else that can get you some coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
whatever else if you're feeling froggy.
This is what I try to tell people. What I do, and I will have when we do the stream, I will have a parlay between now and the game. I will have a parlay. I always put a sprinkle on a parlay, or like a sprinkle on a touchdown parlay, and all of these plays I'm giving the people right now. Those are all single plays. I don't put a ton out of them. The only one that I'm going to put a good amount of money on is this legacy play of the day, which is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Which you always do. That's
the big one. Yep.
And you have to ride that, because here's the one thing too, guys. We're in week. What week have you hit? This is about
7 straight. 7-0.
7
since
straight,
I've started.
right? So this is in the proper gambling is you're parlaying. So you're working off this win. This is actually a separate bet other than everything else. So you're playing with house money when it comes to this one.
Yeah, and before we go to break, legacy play, I'm gonna throw it out there one more time. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 74.5 all-purpose yards. D-Mac, I'm also taking him over 26.5 receiving yards. He's hit that the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then a Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. It is -115. All 3 separate plays. The biggest plays I'm playing today on the stream, 12:30. We're going to be locking in. It is going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs Thanksgiving Day.
Did you put those together to see what it would be?
I haven't yet, but I will do that.
Let's put that together for all of you degenerates out there that we love, and it's because you can put a couple shekels on the trifecta. Because if Booner's feeling it, that's not a Booner play. That's a D-Mac extras bonus whipped cream on your pumpkin pie.
The whipped topping over there.
All right, hey, when we come back, guys, a little bit different being 8-2 in that I want to bring something to everybody's attention that my guy here is a part of, and there's actually 2 that I follow and look forward to in celebrating. Maybe we've had to learn to celebrate a little bit different. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Thanks for joining us here. He's Booner. I'm D-Mac. This is a pregame show, Woodward Sports Network.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Okay, we have Nate here all the way from Plymouth, Michigan. All the way from Plymouth, Michigan. Thanksgiving game against the Packers. What's going down today?
Slaughter. The slaughter's going down. Lions are eating cheese today.
Eating cheese, an absolute slaughter. You heard it. Thank you so much.
Eating cheese, baby. Let's go.
Well, I need one of those masks.
Crushing it.
That is sick.
I want that mask.
That's sick.
Do that with the Kool Aid video.
Absolutely. Give me a call, dude. We get you in the ring.
That's why I handpicked that one. I handpicked that one just for D-Mac.
I like it.
D-Mac. I don't know if I could do the ring, D-Mac. I don't think I would last.
What's that?
In the ring, I'm not lasting.
It's a different beast, bud.
We'll
get you out of the ring. We'll just beat you to death with stuff outside the ring.
All right, deal.
I haven't gotten a chance to tell you this. So when I went up north with some of my friends, we found an amateur wrestling event, and
where were you?
It was
were you in Kalkaska?
I'm trying to think of the name. It'll come back to me. But it was a really dope experience, man. It was such a fun experience to go to one of those events. Like, we showed up, we had a good time. They interacted with the crowd. It was a really, really cool event.
It's fun, dude. I you know what? I should get you guys all when a couple big shows coming in the new year. But I get you guys all there.
I'm there.
No, it's an experience.
I've never been, so I would love to go check it out.
Man.
Absolutely.
Hey, make that a promise, D-Mac.
Dude, it's a bet. Bet it up.
It's this week's legacy play.
I don't make threats.
Actually.
I make promises.
That's Booner's legacy play this week. It's undefeated. It's undefeated. It's as confident as that.
Speaking of that, you know what? Obviously, this is new. I mean, this is new for a lot of us. Doesn't matter what year it is because it starts to feel real. And the biggest thing that I enjoy, right? And I always say, how many times do I say it? Woodward Sports, it ain't about the sports, it's about the people. And it's about the people. And with this Lions team, it's about the connection. It's about the culture. You hear it out of my mouth. You get nauseated with hearing that. But part of the culture is consistency and doing things. And I thought, being here with my boy Booner, that he needed some flowers, and I was going to hand out some flowers to a couple of things that I enjoy. When we win. So maybe you are like Booner and everybody else, that this Lions season, you have to grasp it. You have to enjoy it any way that you can. Now, there's a couple different ways. Now, for the ones of you who aren't like me, and you may partake into the libations, right? Our buddy, and shout out to Evan Fox, who is the mainstay and one of the guys running behind the scenes of the Pat McAfee show, who's always been huge Lions fans, stuff like that. He is known for his beer chug.
Yep.
Right. My favorite thing is watching Foxy take off and run. And I posted a tweet, my absolute 2, and it says Daver it. Obviously, didn't have my glasses on. Favorite victory celebrations. It's becoming the norms, fellas. Evan Fox was one, and this man, Booner Sports, is another with the Kool Aid challenge. Do we have the video?
We do have the video.
Can we play this video? Because, guys, I don't know, and I bring it up to the chat thread. Are you doing stuff to enjoy these Lions that maybe you hadn't in the past? You and your friends high-fiving. One of the big things that I love, too, putting it together, shout out to Lucas, is when there's a score or celebration, we do the split screens of what we're watching plus our reactions. But you, my friend, hold the cake to the celebrations. Here's a couple of celebrations. Don't take my word for it. Here they are.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Are you kidding me? We were that team. We were the team up by 2 scores with 3 minutes left. And we were the team that would lose that game every single time. For my entire lifetime, we have seen the Lions lose those games. And it's over. It's finally over. This is the definition of the brand new Lions. We are finally the team that wins games we shouldn't win. We are finally the team that marches down the field twice to win the game. Are you kidding me? Is this not special? Jared Goff, 3 interceptions. I don't give a damn. When you need it, he goes down, he scores. Defense gets a stop, and he goes down, he scores again. Game over. Bears fans, I want to say I'm sorry. I really do, because I know how much that sucks. Your heart just got ripped out of there. But I've been through it so much. We've been through it so much. I'm not apologizing for this one. Let's fucking go. Victory beer. See you on Thanksgiving. Brand new Lions.
Detroit Lions, listen to you. Oh, Booner, you're not going to do it today. Detroit Lions are 12. 4 minutes left. Guess what? Come back, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, and guess who else? 3 interceptions? Don't care. Jared Goff leads the team, and guess who's back, Jeff? Aiden Hutchinson. Welcome back. FTB! 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 Let's go, baby!
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
I love the
bravo.
The
every time,
at the end, man.
Bro, that gets a Kool Aid stamp of approval, bro.
I appreciate that.
I look forward to that after each and every Lions victory, brother.
I love doing it. That's why I bring extra clothes now to make sure I have some clothes, especially today with Thanksgiving. I got to go see the family after it. But I love doing the Kool Aid video. Shout out to Foxy too, because he did respond and kind of, he sees the Kool Aid videos. People are starting to see it a little bit.
No,
and I think everyone should enjoy a win.
The one thing I want to bring together, doesn't matter where it is, it's just the fact is that we're all in this together.
Yes.
Right? To what Foxy said, right? That's the we don't care. We're not sorry. We've been here. We deserve this. Yes, we do. And the fact that we need to share it together. You see the way that the Lions travel. You see the way that Ford Field's going to be. We haven't even brought up home field advantage.
Yes.
Of the over-under, I was wondering if how many pre-snap penalties will Green Bay take. It's got to be over 3. That how much does the crowd? This is real. Everybody's showing up. And this is the greatest opportunity, right? Because it never stops. You got to prove yourself each and every week. Now, I told you already, we got the celestial bodies working against us. But we don't care, right? MCDC, we're going to bite kneecaps. We're going to make it happen. This is a game, and this is where you find out if the last few weeks, if really last week, if that maturity. This is a game you're going to say at the end of it, I want to look at you guys and say, do you see maturity in this game?
Yep.
A lot of things that we haven't really, I wouldn't say elephant in the room because we've addressed it. I've seen it addressed throughout the week, right? But there's still question marks deep. We didn't bring up penalties. We didn't bring up, pass interferences and stuff like that, like stuff that we know in the back of our minds because we don't need to, because at the end of the day, we're finding a way to win. Can we improve that, right? We're not worried. Anybody in here worried about Jordan Love running against you? He's elusive, but you're not worried about him being Justin Fields, right?
Yep.
That elusive quarterback stuff like this. You have everything in front of you. It's all the excitement.
Just thinking about it, and I think all these Kool Aid videos, when I do these, it's that we've had for so long, D-Mac, to where things just did not go the Lions' way. We kind of saw all these different coaches, different regimes, different things going on for years and years and years. And I know I'm still young, so I haven't been able to see all of it happen. But just to hear stories from family members and people, I think now where the Lions are right now, especially going into the kind of this brand new Lions phase, a whole regime that, to me, D-Mac, when I do those Kool Aid videos, it feels like when I do that, it's genuine excitement because I feel like this is going to be something for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years. It's not like a thing to where it's like, hey, the Lions are good now. It's like, no, the brand new Lions means that something special is being built in Detroit. And it's not, and I think we're not the only ones that look at it like that. Like you said, Roger Goodell was in Detroit last week. The Lions are hosting the draft. People are starting to look in Detroit in the Lions in a different tone than they have in the past. And it's because when Brad Holmes came in, when Dan Campbell came in, they changed Sheila Hamp. They changed everything up, and they kind of flipped everything on its side and said, we're not going to be this old Lions team. We're going to do this. And that's when, when we win games, it's genuine excitement. I can feel it from Lions fans when they comment on the video, when they talk about these videos, when Foxy does his videos, when we talk about the Lions. As soon as we say that, I look outside and look at the car that pulled up. Lions flags on it. The city right now is breathing Detroit Lions. Kool Aid is running through everyone's veins, D-Mac. And that's when I do these videos. I look at it like I don't even do it for. I do it because it's the people. Everyone wants to drink the Kool-Aid. We heard that for years as a joke. I feel like as people are like, "Oh, you're drinking the Lions Kool-Aid again," after they win a game and they're what 3-4 in a year, and people are like, "Oh, just drink the Kool-Aid," and then it's like you guys aren't going to be doing this at the end of the year. That's why I was like, I'm going to do the Kool-Aid because as I know this team and this organization's getting better and better and better, the Kool-Aid stuff isn't a joke anymore. People used to look at that as a joke. It's a serious thing to where, the fan base is drinking the Kool-Aid. We're all drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's good Kool-Aid to finally drink.
Hey,
that's how I look at it.
Hey, before we go to break, I'm going to absolutely express what Big M in the chat thread. This 2023 Thanksgiving Day, I, Darren McCarty, want to say thank you, Sheila Fordham. Thank you. Please give this lady her flowers for doing this. God bless you. And hopefully today, I'm very confident that your boys will go out and show you how much they are grateful for you, too. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Let's go.
Got a football team, man. Organization. I love it. All right, let's hit break, D-Mac. When we come back, we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're just going to we can talk Jordan Love. We can just go with whatever direction we want to go. But this is the Lions pregame show. We'll be back. My name is Booner, D-Mac, Kool Aid, Chris. We've got the whole squad here. And we've probably got another Nick video on the other side of the break for you guys. We'll be right back.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Here at the Bullseye VIP tailgate down at Eastern Market. Great food here. There's great drinks. They're cold. Everybody's buzzing in here. It is the place to be. Brought to you by Long Drink.
All right, hey, Nick is killing it out there at Eastern Market. The Lions VIP tailgate there, Bullseye Event Group. Make sure you guys check that out if you haven't yet this year. If you can't do it today, go check it out the next time the Lions are at home, I believe. I don't know when they're at home next. I know they go on the road to New Orleans. They go to the Chicago Bears. They will be back home though soon. Make sure you guys check that out. Nick is over there killing it as always. Let's keep this thing rolling. This is the Lions pregame show. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. So many people tuned in right now on a Thanksgiving. We appreciate all of you guys rocking in here with us. Want to get into this though, D-Mac, real quick. Jordan Love. He didn't do much versus the Detroit Lions last time. He's kind of, I don't know how to kind of feel about this. I don't know if he's been kind of trending upwards, downwards. Since the Lions game last time they played, he's had 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He had like an incredibly hot start. But kind of with these weapons, no Luke Musgraves, no Aaron Jones. I don't look at this man as a threat to the Detroit Lions, to be completely honest. And I think... I don't know. I don't think there's going to be an issue for the Lions defensive line to take care of him. There is. I saw someone in the chat, I think it might have been Joey 2 times, said to take Jordan Love's over 17.5 rushing yards because this defensive line, if you guys remember Justin Fields last week, feels like every single week these guys are chasing after the quarterback and just can't get the quarterback. I don't hate Jordan Love going out there to get 20 rushing yards today. Yeah. I think that's very doable.
I think that's viable.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to go out there and throw for 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. I don't see it today.
Especially when you look at like what are his options. Like he's not going to have a strong run game besides his own legs, and the passing game. Like, you know, how many times is he going to be in shotgun this game? I think a lot. So I think that him rushing for 20 yards is very, very feasible.
Can I make a quick statement here that I think a lock for today? I did. This is another bet that I put in for the stream. I said it on Woodward Nights last night. Kirby Joseph, he has owned the Green Bay Packers. Last year was his obviously rookie season. In 2 games last year, he had 3 interceptions. This year, he has not played the Green Bay Packers yet. He was out with the hip injury. I think today, you guys, I think we see a Kirby Joseph interception to kind of mark his territory with Jordan Love and let him know, hey, I still own the Green Bay Packers.
There was a that I may have sprinkled a little cheese on. There was a Green Bay Packers first drive resulting in an interception plus 1,300.
Wow.
I may have threw a little cheese on that.
I don't hate that.
Jeez, I see what you did there.
You're pretty good at those, Booner.
I don't
You're
hate
good
that.
at the interceptions. You cash in those again. You're playing above the rim, and
yeah.
I got to think too the way that you guys are breaking this game down. To answer your question, he is better than he was. I believe that he is a better quarterback, but it still doesn't matter. Still not good enough. He's going to be, especially if we establish that we can shut down the run early, like we there's no reason we shouldn't be able to, right? You're going to put him in situations he's going to be shotgun a lot of time. This is a game to get right. It's set up to be able for these ends or whatever else to feast on it, which means he's got to throw it now. I mean, props to him. He got the job done. Fourth quarter drive, nice touchdown pass late in the game, but that's not going to be us because it's not even going to be that close. I expect us, hopefully we can get ahead, buried ahead like we did in Green Bay.
Yep.
And just make it an easy game. I think that's what we're looking for. What was the last easy game? Carolina or Atlanta or something like this where it just felt that's what good teams also do. Yep. Especially after coming off a game where you might have gotten away with one, you got to bury the next one, especially with everything that's set up.
Yeah, every contender this year so far, like the 49ers lost a couple tough games. The Chiefs have lost a few tough games. The Broncos won. The Cowboys, they went and lost to the Cardinals. The Lions have been taking care of these football games. I think if you're going to compete with these teams, you have to these are the games you have to go win. And like last week, I felt like it was a comfortable
division,
game, and they
almost
did it.
It's division. I don't care. You want to run this division for the next 5 years, right? Is that what we're thinking or whatever? This is where it starts now with all this. You own the Packers as of late. You have to keep owning them. You can't give them any glimmer of hope.
Real quick, Dorian Hurley in the Woodward Sports Chat. D-Mac, he said, Booner, I thought you weren't wearing that Pistons hat for a week. The Pistons have been suspended on Woodward Nights until this Friday. The Pistons hat has to go on today. I have worn this hat and this outfit here through these Lions wins. When we lost a couple weeks ago versus the Ravens, I switched it up, changed my shirt underneath, and they're on another winning streak right now. So the Pistons hat has to stay. There's no suspension for that when it comes to wearing the right outfit.
You can't suspend the drip.
You can't, no. I did say on Woodward Nights I will not wear a Pistons hat until Friday, and I made that. I had it yesterday. I was going to wear it, switched it out. I was a man of my word.
What's that term for somebody that enjoys pain? Because I'm still having fun watching the Pistons despite
masochist.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a masochist, but I'm still not checked out on the Pistons.
12 straight.
Oh, that you are. You're a masochist. Jesse Adams. Am I crazy to think that people are overlooking this team gets a mini bye after this game? They get 10 days off? Absolutely not. Look at this will be their third break like that, right? Yep. Started the season on a Thursday night game. Played the other one into the bye, got 10 days. No, this is where the season sets yourself up. So you take care of this in hand. You go at 9-2, and you got this time to get away to get healthy. I mean, everything is there for you.
That's
everything.
And If you guys look at that injury report, it's going to be out in about 6 minutes, I believe. The exact injury report. The Lions should 90 minutes before the game time they release it. This 10 days off, it gets a guy like Jonah Jackson back. The bye week a couple weeks ago, do you guys remember where the Lions injury report was 4 or 5 weeks ago when it was literally that Packers one that was up there earlier in the show? The Lions injury report looked like that 4 weeks ago. And now you had the bye week last week. You have literally one player, Jonah Jackson, on the injury report this week. Just one player. That was unheard of compared to what we were seeing. I think at 10 days off here, Jonah Jackson gets healthy, gets guys some rest, especially heading into this stretch you have here when you play the Saints, the Cowboys, Vikings a couple times, and you're fighting for a division there and trying to lock that division and chase after a 1 seed, D-Mac. So I think that's actually huge. That is big time. I just want to throw it out there again. Kirby Joseph, plus 450, interception. It will happen.
Anytime pick?
Anytime.
And Sus, what was yours picked first possession?
Yeah, mine was first Green Bay drive resulting in an interception plus 1,300.
All right.
That's some cheese right there.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna find this one D-Mac, that two sack thing for Aiden Hutchinson guy. I think he gets it done today. I do think he gets that done. Chris, if you know where that's at.
What was that?
Aiden Hutchinson, 2 sacks.
I've
been looking for it. I cannot find it anywhere.
I will look for that. Give me some time here.
I love it.
Now, if we're breaking, who are you worried about? Is it Jalen Reed? Is it you worried about receiver for the Packers? Like, how does this game break down? Is there anything that worries you? Right? It's not. They don't use the tight ends that well, which has been sort of a little bit of an Achilles in the past. I'm not worried about that. Obviously Aaron Jones being out in the running game, not worried about that, thinking that we can, sustain this. What am I missing?
I think the only thing that I would be worried about, these 3 wide receivers they have, they're all big play guys. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Reed. Dan Campbell spoke about it today as well. He said these are guys that they can go get a touchdown off one play, and they can go get a 50-60-yard touchdown. That's what they have to take away. That's the only worry that I have today is these big plays. And you know how in the NFL a team could get 1 or 2 big plays and stay in the game. That's what they have to take away. They can't allow Kirby, Tracy, Brian Branch, these guys in the secondary, D-Mac, that's all this Packers team has to me on offense is those 3 guys. If you dial it in on those guys, I don't even see how they march down the field without those 3 guys.
So when you're saying that, right, breaking it down, in order to get a 40 or 50-yard touchdown, right, means you need to be protected, and you need 3 seconds, 4 seconds to get that off. That means that plays into what you're talking about of why Hutch will have the opportunity to get 2+ sacks.
Yeah. That's exactly. And Blade Olswood here said that I like this actually, D-Mac, too. If we can't get off the field on 3rd downs, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Blade no Icewood, by the way.
What is it?
No Icewood. Blade no Icewood. You said Blade Nolswood?
Nolswood? Yeah, I couldn't read that there. I might be blind. But I'm not blind when it comes to football.
And you know what? Slow burn, that's been the Achilles heel of this team for the past, 3 years.
Yep. That's the problem. That is the problem. Getting off on 3rd down. And in red zone, too, D-Mac. Let's just be honest with that, too. I don't know if you knew this stat. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL in the red zone.
But that was addressed by Dan Campbell because they don't let teams in the red zone.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
That's what it is that you look at how many times teams have been in the red zone against them, and it's a minimum. So it's a PFF sort of stat. How does it fit your narrative? But it's not as glaring as you would say they're 30th worst in the league. They just don't let people in there.
The flannel Sam PFF stats.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's why Aiden Hutchinson's
again, Brandon Katz,
top 10.
Sam Flannel. If you're on the opposite side of them, you're doing well.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep going on the opposite side. Hey, let's hit break again. Do we have another Nick video?
We do. We have a few.
Okay, we might play a couple here.
You want to play one before break or?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's play one before break. We'll play one coming out of break. When we come back, though, we're going to look at some of the other games. There's multiple games around Thanksgiving. There's also a big game, I think, for the Lions' sake on Sunday that I wanted to bring up to you guys here real quick. So when we come back, we're going to break down some of these other games. For Booner, D-Mac, Kool Aid, Chris, we've got the full squad here. We'll be right back with some more on the Detroit Lions.
All right, we have Nathan here all the way from Australia, we have an Aussie in the building. Is this your first Lions Thanksgiving game?
Yes, first Thanksgiving game.
Are you fired up to be here?
Over the moon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen in today's game?
I think we're going to absolutely thrash the Packers.
We're going to thrash them. You heard it here first, all the way from Australia.
Yep. Right now.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
What? Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
All right, we have a family of Packers fans here. Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan, the UP.
From the UP. A lot of Packers fans up there. What are your thoughts on the Detroit Lions this year? Lions are pretty good, but today they're going down to the Pack. Yeah? What do you think about Jordan Love so far in his first year as a starter? A little rough, but he's coming around. He's coming around.
We believe.
Lions by 1,000,000.
Lions by 1,000,000. Let's go, man. Hey, I love Nick. Great videos down there from the Lions VIP tailgate down with the Bullseye event group at Shed 5. Make sure you guys go look at those tickets there for the next time the Lions are home. Great time, great drinks, great food. They literally have everything there. Kool Aid's usually down there, holding it down for them. Finally, we got to see a little bit of a confident Packers fan. The last Packers fan seemed defeated going up against this Lions team here. So let's hit this, fellas. Let's go into some of these games here today. After this segment, we're going to get into our score predictions, but we'll go around the room here. Commanders are going on the road to the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys 13.5-point favorites. What do we think on that? I think the Cowboys just dominate. I don't even think it might be a close game, but I think the Cowboys obviously they win. I said this yesterday. I want them to get hot and win a game like this, so when they play the Philadelphia Eagles, they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
But
I don't want them leading up.
Wouldn't you, if you're rooting against the Eagles, because I'm with you lockstep there, wouldn't the bigger punch in the mouth be to blow this game that they should win but heavily as favorites, and then give them that absolute hunger to come out and smack Philly? Because I'm with you. I'm with you. That way. I'm with you. At the end of the day, you want the most Eagles losses as possible. And sometimes we've seen it with this Lions team. Maybe the Cowboys team isn't as resilient as this Lions team, but maybe if you get punched in the mouth, you lose a game that you shouldn't have lost. You come back hungry.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. That's actually a fair point. I look at it to where in like the NFL, if you're hot, a Cowboys team, if they're hot and they're going to play the Eagles, I feel like that they play a lot better if they kind of have that experience and they're locked in. Dak Prescott, he's been playing well. I think if he continues to play well, that's kind of how I look at it. D-Mac, do you think the Cowboys, what are your thoughts on that with the Eagles, Cowboys?
Think the Cowboys at home, if they're, gonna do something, they need that game. It's always hard, if you got to take care of the games at hand. This is their, for lack of a better term, this is their Green Bay game.
Yep.
Right? So everything's sort of set up for them like it is for us here. If they're going to, one of these teams like comparable to Detroit, that's sort of second tier, and right now it's Dallas, Detroit, and San Francisco as that second. You put Philly at that first tier. You never want to go into play the best teams after a loss, especially after one where you put it on the calendar as a win. So you're right. Dallas is playing more consistent. Dak's playing the way that he needs to be. I'd be more worried if out of any of the games this afternoon, if there's an upset game, Washington could step up and win that game.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about it like this Detroit game that way, but there could be that.
I like they're 13.5 point favorites, the Cowboys. I like the Washington to win or to keep it close.
It's one score league, man. I mean, it's tough to beat teams by more than that, right?
Yeah, it is. Kool Aid, what do you think of Cowboys? What are your thoughts on this game?
Man, I think the Cowboys are going to I hate saying this, but I think that the Cowboys are going to win. I really do. I hate the Cowboys, though. I really do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, the Cowboys are winning this game. For sure.
Chris, I sent you here something in Slack real quick. It's kind of not breaking news, but the Lions.
Inactives?
Give
me 2 seconds and it's up.
They did. DMAC, they announced their inactives. We'll finish off the rest of the games here in a second. Kind of a surprise on it. Not a crazy surprise, but if you guys haven't seen yet, Isaiah Buggs is actually inactive. He's been practicing all week long.
But he was inactive last week.
He was inactive last week because he was sick, and then he on the practice report, I think he got off the practice report, but ended up being to where everyone thought he was going to play, kind of get back. He's on the inactives list. Broderick Martin as well, another the interior guy, inactive. So it looks like
here's the full list.
Here's the list here. Bohanna is going to be going again, but Isaiah Buggs out today. Stephen Gilmore out. Antoine Green, Jonah Jackson, Broderick Martin, Trevor Nowaski, shout out Saginaw Valley, and Julian Aquara all out. So, I mean, I think the most shocking thing right there is just Isaiah Buggs is out. Levi Onwuzurike is not on that list, though, so he is a go. But I think that the Buggs, I was excited to see him back.
Just whoever in there, let's get it done.
Yeah, right? They did it last week.
And in Dan we trust. So, for whatever reason, guys that would just say Bohannon had a sack last week, so let's him and McNeil and the guys up front, let's just show why the coaches make the right decisions. That's with the W.
Yeah, so there's that. Last week, I mean, we saw the Bohanna defensive tackle, the new guy that no one really knew about, step up. Obviously, Aleem McNeil, Benito Jones. There are guys there that can kind of fill that role. I'm not very worried about that. That's your inactive list for the Detroit Lions. I'm going to wait to see if we can get a Packers one here, so we're able to go over that. I don't know if they've released it yet. Let's keep going with these games, though, real quick. D-Mac, I'll go to you first on this one. 49ers at Seahawks. Big game, kind of.
Should be a good game. I mean, if was it to get them right last week, San Francisco, in what they did, to see, Brock Purdy, perfect QBR rating. I mean, what's the line?
7. 49ers are 7-point favorites on the road in Seattle too.
I know, but there's something to me that Seattle just doesn't look like they get it over the edge. That's a lot of points, especially at home, but I'll take San Fran.
That's right. I think I'm going to go the same way. Actually, you know what, D-Mac? I'm going to go opposite here.
Okay.
On Woodward Nights yesterday, I did speak a little bit about it. I almost flopped it here, but I did speak. I think the Seahawks can give the Niners some problems. Brock Purdy, when he's been in kind of having issues and some pressure's been put on him at the end of games, he hasn't been able to come out on top. And I think that's what happens today. I think the Seahawks at home, you've got the 12th man, you've got the stadium behind them, everyone's rocking. I think the Seahawks somehow pull this one off. That's just good for the Lions, though, because the 49ers get pushed back a little bit more. So you're up there in that 1 and 2
That'd be
seed.
great if Seattle could beat them.
That'd be huge. Fellas, Kool Aid?
Yeah, look.
Who are you going with?
My head says that the 49ers are going to win, but my heart really is looking for the Seahawks to put another loss on the 49ers, man.
This is tough because I've been in the Seattle camp all season. I've been hyping them up as a team that's a real deal and one that the Lions definitely shouldn't look past. And I don't think people are looking past them anymore after beating us twice in a row on our home field. I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm going to continue to ride with Seattle. San Fran, I know they're looking to reestablish their dominance, but this is a team that, might be in a funk, has had some ups and downs, has some new pieces that are still getting acclimated. I'll go with Seattle.
Another breaking news. I'm sorry, I keep switching it here, D-Mac, but
you're good, bud.
We've got
keep breaking it.
We've got the Packers inactives.
Let's hear it. Let's see it.
Biggest one here, I think, is Jair Alexander. Officially out.
Good.
He is out today. Let's see, who else do we have here? Aaron Jones, obviously out. Rudy Ford, their safety. He was out last week, I believe, as well. He was questionable. He as well is out. So their two safeties, Rudy Ford, Jair Alexander, both out. I don't see on here, actually, and I'm trying to figure this out here. I don't want to give anyone false information. Darnell Savage, he's supposed to return from the IR. We spoke about him. I don't see him on the injury report, so I'm guessing
he'll be back
playing today.
Alexander's out.
Sounds like he's back. I'm going to get some more on that, and when we go to our next break, I'll kind of get a little bit more on that, but looks like Darnell Savage might be actually playing today.
So they brought him off the list.
Yes.
He's eligible to come back.
Yep.
So a little rusty, maybe take advantage early. We'll say, hey, Darnell, welcome back. Have you seen the speed of this kid?
Here's
right?
J-Mo. Yeah, welcome back off the IR.
How would you think about
Jameson
that,
Williams.
right? How would you like to be a vet in this league? You know, you're coming off the IR or wherever, the safety, and then you got to come out and a guy that runs 4.2.
I'm trying to find it here if he isn't, because on the injury report, you know how it works, D-Mac. Like yesterday, they released the injury report, and the Lions released it. They say Jonah Jackson's out. Yesterday, Darnell, he was out yesterday, but today I don't see him on the report here that they tweeted out. So I don't know if they're allowed to switch it from out to active. I don't know how that works. I guess I can reach out to Broder from Woodward Knights and see what he thinks on that. And we'll get back to you guys that after the break. Last game here I want to talk about outside of that Thanksgiving game. There's one game on Sunday I think is a big deal for the Detroit Lions. The Buffalo Bills at the Eagles. I think the Lions are, and D-Mac, I don't know if you've seen, I've been talking about this path. I've been calling it the Booner path for the Lions to get to the Super Bowl and go make a run at this thing. And I think one of the best parts of this Booner path, D-Mac, is the Lions taking the 1 seed. And the Philadelphia Eagles have to lose some games these next 3 weeks, or you don't have a chance for the 1 seed. I think the Bills at the Eagles on Sunday. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. I think the Bills might be able to get one on the Eagles here.
Yeah. I'm not sold on Josh.
He's not confident.
I'm not a Josh Allen sold. And in the Eagles, they just keep getting it done, right? No matter, and they get it done, and it's not like we're saying, oh, they're on top of the world or the class or whatever like that. They still have, some moments and stuff like this. But, yes, I hope you're right. I just not sure. The next 3 games that the Eagles have in their schedule are in the vortex, right? All against top teams. They got to play the 49ers, stuff like this. So they need to win this game. They know that their schedule gets softer at the end of the year, but these next 3 games are the heart of it. So, I mean, I hope you're right.
I think we're going to know like the next 3 weeks if the Lions can get the 1 seed. Because I don't think the Eagles are dropping those games at the end of the season.
No, and then you got to continue to keep doing it. But still, you're right there in the heart of it to control your own destiny for the number 2 seed, which is just as good. So what?
Yep.
That you have home field advantage till you get to the championship game.
Yep, that's how I look at it.
We'll take it.
I love it. The Booner path. That's where I'm trademarking it. There is some merch coming out of it too as well. I did reach out and they've got some things coming. Kool Aid, what do you think? Bills, Eagles on Sunday.
This is another one where it's like, look, my head knows that the Eagles are gonna probably smack them, especially at home. But man, let's go Bills. Let's go Bills. If it benefits the Lions, man, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, I'll be cheering for the Bills. Don't get it wrong. I just.
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah,
it's a dicey situation in Buffalo. That's why I wouldn't have the confidence that they can do it, but I wouldn't have the confidence in it. I would lean that the Eagles probably win this, but I'll definitely be rooting to be wrong. I'm
gonna go the confidence with the Bills. Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen. That was my MVP pick this year.
I like that confidence, bro.
I'm gonna stick with it.
I like that confidence.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but say it with confidence.
Right?
They're
gonna win the game Sunday.
Say, God, Josh Allen, I had him for MVP this year. It's about time that he steps out of that shell and goes in to Philly, wins the game.
Let's go, D-Mac.
Let's go, D-Mac.
It sounded like you think it's actually gonna happen.
Let's go, Booner.
That's how you have to say. Yes, I did. Didn't I? Not just yes.
Say it
for
again,
all
Booner.
intensive purposes. That should be you.
Josh Allen MVP.
There we go.
Bills are going to beat the Eagles.
You had him MVP.
Had him
so now
MVP.
this is when he makes his charge.
Watch
He's not a front runner. He's a closer and nothing else like going into Philly and closing that out, especially just after Thanksgiving.
Josh
We
Allen.
need put that into the air, man. We need that. Type
Beating
of
the
karma.
Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. Lions, Booner path, 1 seed. It's happening. Thank you, D-Mac.
See, you had me going to bet it.
There we go. Let's go. Jameer Gibbs today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Give
You
me
have that
everything.
conviction, Booner.
Let's go.
Give it to the people.
Lions, baby.
Hey, when we come back, as you can see, I don't know if you got the shop, but I got the pies out, right? Because it's Thanksgiving. We were mentioning Dan Campbell came out.
Yes.
And mentioned what he looks forward to on his Thanksgiving meal. We had Big D Energy. We did our top 5. We do our top 5s on Wednesday, Thanksgiving food. Obviously, you know, with me, it's the pies and dessert. But let's talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and the food when we wrap this up when we come back.
Breaking news real quick.
Breaking news, I love it.
Matt Broder, our Detroit Lions beat reporter, did just reach out to me. He said Darnell Savage is playing, Jair Alexander is not. So
there you go.
Darnell Savage is in. He is a go, confirmed. But we'll be back. We'll be back with some more. We got another Nick video, I'm sure, and we'll be back with the Dan Campbell stuff and our score predictions to wrap us up.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays to join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Here at the Bullseye Event Group Tailgate with Becca and Megan. If you could bring any Lions player home for Thanksgiving, who are you bringing?
Hands down, Aiden Hutchinson.
Who are you bringing?
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, you heard it here, folks. Hutch and Campbell. Let's go.
Well, if you're bringing Dan Campbell home for turkey dinner, you better not have turkey.
No.
You better have ham. Is that not true, Mr. Booner?
It is true.
Dan Campbell, just like our very own Spenmo Rats, is not a big turkey guy, but he's a huge ham guy. Am I getting that right,
You
sir?
were locked in. He said, I'm not a turkey guy unless it's a fried turkey. He said, I'm all ham. He likes ham. I'm the same way. I'm a ham. I would rather do ham.
Which, by the way, I will be, after we're done the live stream, I will be partaking in some of my boy J.R. Adams' deep fried turkey.
I've never had a fried turkey.
Deep fried turkey is the only way to go.
It's good.
Oh, it's perfect.
Really?
Money.
Yeah.
Is that the thing? Like, they put it in the kind of the big, and it's like bubbling. I see the videos. Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
that. Let's go. That's what Dan
Absolutely.
said. He said, I'm not a turkey guy, but if it's a fried turkey, I'll do it. But ham is the way to go.
So ham is your go-to. You guys
Love ham.
Turkey guy or ham guy, or both? Kool Aid.
Turkey. Fried turkey, though.
Fried turkey, sus.
Honey baked ham all day.
Let's go.
Okay.
Honey baked ham all day. Turkey is boring.
Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. While we're on the conversation, okay, my favorite, obviously, pumpkin pie. I showed you the whipped cream. Gotta have it and stuff like that. We're gonna get into it. I'm a big mashed potatoes and corn together.
I like that.
But my plate is all together. It
You
goes
mix
all
it,
together.
yeah.
So heaping, helping, and then looks like a
I'm the same way.
By the
Put some
time I'm
gravy
done.
on the top of it. That's what
Everything.
I do.
Yeah, exactly. The gravy gets, and you know what? The gravy might get on the dessert. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's all going in the same place. It's all going to the same place.
What's your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal?
The ham is mine. The ham, and I love stuffing. I'm a big stuffing fan. That's where I'm at.
Gabrielle D. Phillips mentioning was heading home to make the stuffing. She was in charge of the sides.
Actually, and Dan Campbell said real quick, he said, I'm not a dressing or a cranberry sauce guy.
Really?
Yep. So those are the two things he does not like as well.
Wow. Sorry, you guys. What has to happen? You guys, green bean casserole guys.
Green bean casserole is fire. I'm also an advocate for. I know who is it? I believe Broder said that this isn't an essential Thanksgiving, but mac and cheese.
Oh, it is.
Come on, man. Like
that's great.
Like people think if they say no to mac and cheese, like they're thinking like Kraft, like the box. No, I'm talking like homemade mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. Absolute essential. One of the best parts of Thanksgiving. I'm also a big green beans guy. Whenever I can get green beans, I'm good with that.
What about you, Kool Aid? What's the staple?
Look, you gotta have yams there, man. Candied yams. That is a staple
Facts.
for me. And I agree with Chris on just regular turkey. Nah, but fried turkey, smoked turkey, come on, bro. That's not that boring.
Yeah. The heavyweights use that analogy to call Jared Goff turkey. It said, there's better options out there, but you kind of accept that this is the one you have to take right now. That was their
Yeah,
analogy.
deep fried turkey though,
Yeah.
Jared Goff. You got to deep fry those green baked cheese. There's gonna be cheese all over the place.
I have to have that, man. I have to have that. That sounds delicious.
So, Chris,
I've never had it.
I gotta ask you this then. Today, is Jared Goff gonna be deep fried turkey or just turkey?
Oh, he's gonna be deep fried. He's gonna be deep fried
Let's
turkey,
go.
and he's gonna give the Green Bay Packers that stuffing.
I love it.
I agree.
I love it. Can you take a guess, Dan Campbell, what pie his favorite, pumpkin or sweet potato?
Oh, he'd be more of a sweet potato pie guy.
Let's go.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
I would think that he's a sweet potato pie guy all day long. Which sweet potato pie is great.
It's great.
It's great.
I'm a pumpkin guy
I'm a
as well.
pumpkin guy.
I'm not gonna lie. Me and D-Mac, lockstep, pumpkin.
Sweet potato pie, man.
Which
I like sweet potato
which
pie.
Which is sort of the staple. So as we're winding down here, any traditions, Thanksgiving traditions, things that that you look forward to doing these days, other than the football? Like football games got to be made, but did the family have any family traditions or?
I mean, just the cliche, like we all go around the table. What are we thankful for? And type of stuff like that. Nothing really. The only tradition is really like who's there. It's not really like we don't really have anything extra that we do. It's just about enjoying family time, man. That's what makes this holiday season the best part. It's just like all the time you get to spend around family.
I think the same thing too, because I work a lot, never home. I'm always working, so to be able to, like, when the stream's done, go home, see some family, just relax for an afternoon before I'm back at it again tomorrow. I think it's great, and just to be able to do that, just to be able to see family. I do love too. I'm not going to go there today, but on my dad's side of the family, the Italian side of the family, my grandma always every year Thanksgiving, it's not turkey, nothing like that. It's like lasagna and meatballs and that. I'm going to miss that today because it's farther than away than it usually is. So that's like a tradition I look forward to. We do that for Christmas as well. So the Italian Thanksgiving.
Do you do that? Is this the way it works? That Thanksgiving's on one side of the family, Christmas is on the other side of the family? I
have to do both, because I have my mom's side over here, my dad's side. They split up when I was young, so I have both. So I have to pick, like, it's like today I'm doing this during the day, and then I have to go to one at night. But I'll just go back home tonight, back to my mom's side, just to go home and get ready for work tomorrow.
And then pick that side up on
for Christmas. I'll go to my grandma's. I'll go to my dad's. I'll go over there for Christmas. Have the Italian Christmas, the lasagna, the stuffed peppers, the meatballs, the sausage, everything. Oh, that's the best.
Hey, real quick, while we're winding it down, we're pretty confident right now. What do we got? Final scores. What do you like?
I've got a big one.
You do?
I've got a big one.
You must, because if you caveated with you think there's going to be 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I have the Detroit Lions winning 38-17 today. I think they scored 38, 5 touchdowns, one Riley Patterson field goal. I think when the stream starts, if you guys tune into the watch party, I'm going to give out maybe 1 or 2 parlays. I'm going to do a touchdown scoring one, like you said, D-Mac, and then I'll do my normal parlay, 4 legs, super simple to win. But I think they win 38-17. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, everything, and a Kirby Joseph interception.
What about you, Sus?
For me, I'm actually going to steal that score, man. That score, as soon as he said it, it sounded perfect to me. 38-17 seems like a very, very, very good performance. Like, I'm past the days of counting on this Lions team. Not saying that they're incapable of it, but I'm past the days of counting on this defense to hold the team under 14 points. Like, I just think that this is a team that, they're going to have to score the upper 20s to win, or mid to upper 20s to win each game. So I think 38-17 is a perfect score, because I do think it is going to be a domination.
Kool Aid?
Hey, look, I'm going 27-10, and I think that touchdown for the Packers comes late. It comes late when the game is already in hand and nothing else is in doubt. 27-10.
Love it. I love that.
Yeah, I got it. Blade Nolchwood 31-17 Lions. Eric Burrow 49-16 Lions. A-Diz 411 27-16 Lions. I'm more with you. I actually have it 42-21.
Love it.
42-21 Lions. I think that a lot of different guys go off today, where you see at least 4 to 5 touchdowns. So
who do you guys think is going to be the MVP of the day?
What's that?
Gibbs.
Who's the MVP of the day for the Lions?
That turkey leg.
I'm going to say, because I think they do multiple players.
Who's game ball?
I think Jahmyr Gibbs ends up getting it.
Okay. I think it bounced back. Jared Goff gets game ball. This is my team. This is what we're doing. 4 in the air, 1 on the ground.
I like that one, too.
I think Aiden Hutchinson just has a day today. I think this is just
the
one of
back-to-back
those times
game
where
balls?
it's his day. Aiden Hutchinson, man.
I like it. He could eat. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm also going Gibbs. I just feel like this is his game, but I really do like Goff too. I think the resiliency of Goff, I could see that, but I'll go with Gibbs. That was my initial gut reaction. I'm gonna stick with that. I think he has one of those days, and I think Monty, the workload he's carried early on in the season, particularly in that first Green Bay game, like I feel like they're kind of gearing him down, kind of settling him down, using Gibbs more, because they're gonna rest Monty for the playoffs. He's been hurt a couple times already this season, so it's about the long-term view with this Lions, which is so fun to say, because when's the last time the Lions were able to have long-term views? So that's why I think Gibbs will be a star.
And I guess it's not the game ball today; it's the turkey leg, right?
Turkey leg.
Turkey leg. I think it'll be. I think it'll be offense. It'll probably be Goff standing there with Brown, and you never know. It could be J-Mo.
Could be Laporta.
Ooh, there's so many weapons, man. So many.
When you're addressing Sam Laporta to me, you have to say your guy, D-Mac Sam Laporta.
Yeah. It could be your guy, D-Mac Sam Laporta.
You know what? Hey, just as long as we get the big W. Before we wind it up, boys, I think it's apropos on this Thanksgiving to go around the room and tell everybody what you're thankful for. Big Sus, you go first.
I mean, I'm thankful for everyone here at the network. What I told D-Mac off air, I'll tell on air. My first day here, Easy was around, introduced me to everybody, and this guy D-Mac sat and talked to me for 30 minutes. He didn't know who I was. He just was passionate.
Yeah,
I
knew you were sus. I had to friggin' get you down, bro.
You're the only, and that's why you're the only one I let rock with the OG nickname. That you're the only one that lets it fly, because I outgrew that, but you'll always be my OG. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Kool Aid. Kool Aid's done a lot of things. Everybody at the network's done a lot for me, and then personally, just family, man. Like I'm blessed to have the family that I do. My mother, father still around doing healthy living. My brother and his wife doing well. You can't complain when all that stuff is going on in your life.
Kool Aid.
Yeah, it's similar to Chris, man. It's kind of twofold. It's my home family and it's my Woodward family, and I think all of us got some similar stories. When I first met D-Mac, when Woodward was just getting going, we were at the Del Mar for the first Lions kind of live stream that we did. I think it was for the draft, and D-Mac walked up to me. He was like, "Hi, my name is Darren." I was like, "Bro, I know exactly who you are. You're D-Mac." He was like, "No, I'm just D-Mac. I'm working. I'm gonna try and help you. You try and help me. And from that, it was like, you know what? Just trying to take that same spirit into everything that I do here, and everybody else has come along. You know, I know some people look at it from the outside, they just see shows. Behind the scenes, it's a family, and I've grown to love it. People are like, man, you going to work on Thanksgiving? Even after a crash, I'm like, man, these are my guys. Like, it's my family. And so I'm thankful for that. And then obviously, you know, my home life, thankful for my kids and teaching them the meaning of what it means to be truly thankful and grateful. And, you know, we got a new baby on the way. So I'm thankful. Very thankful.
What about you, Booner?
I'm gonna follow up on a lot of people's. So obviously our Woodward Sports, the family we have, thankful for everyone here, the opportunity to be able to do this. Family though, DMAC, I think that's my biggest one though, is because I work so much. If you guys didn't know, I have a full-time job outside of this as well, and this is basically a full-time job for me. So I have 2 full-time jobs, get up at 5 a.m., 5:30, get home at midnight, and my family puts up with that all week long, and I see them, you know, once a week, it feels like. So I'm thankful for my family to be able to understand that. And I'm also, to be honest, the people. The people in the chat, all those people, I mean, I don't think the whole Booner thing, all the bets that I do, everything I do, without the people, it is nothing. It is literally, there is nothing to it. And all of the people here in the chat have supported me and gotten me, literally, the support from the chat has gotten me a show on this network. Like, I would not have a show on this network if the people in the chat weren't always like, Booner, 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 Booner. That has gotten me a show on a network in Detroit, which is one of the craziest things for me to be able to tell people. Man. So I appreciate all of you guys, all of the people in the chat for backing the Booner name, the brand, and Woodward Sports. It would be nothing without all the people.
I'm proud of you all because your self-awareness of what you said will make you successful to everything else. I just want to say, and I will continue to say it, I'm a battery. You guys, you people out there are the power, whether it's here at the LCA, no matter what I do. I'm grateful for you. It's the reason that I'm still here, kicking, everything like that. On behalf of the Woodward Sports Network, all our shows, everything else, in an hour, stay tuned. We got the live stream. We got pies. We'll have people. Sticks coming in with Woody. We love you guys all there. Thanks for being with us. It's going to be a great day. For Booner, Big Sus, Kool Aid. Hey, we did it, Juicy. Ain't that freaking hard? Lions pregame show. Catch you in an hour for the stream.
Love you all.
Deuces.
All right, to close down the Bullseye Event Group tailgate, we have Daryl and Mary. Where are you guys from? From Detroit. What's going down in this Lions-Packers Thanksgiving game?
Hey, you know what's going down. Detroit is definitely going to win. Jordan Love is definitely a new guy. He's about to be sacked 20 times.
20 times.
You know what I'm saying? The Lions are going to do their thing and come out, what, 9-2?
9-2. Leading the North all the way to the Bull, baby. Jordan Love is not him. The Lions are. Thank you, Daryl.